I would.
Hello, hello, hello. Thanks for tuning in. And I hope our viewers watching are feeling good today and feeling fabulous. But if you're not, it's okay. We really have had a lot of challenging times lately. So stick around, stay with us. Maybe we'll entertain you a bit. Maybe hopefully we'll put a smile on your face. And welcome everyone to On the Couch, the longest running LGBTQ2S plus talk show in local history. I love saying that. It fills me with a lot of gratitude that you supported us for so long, and really, really thank you. Your host Antoine here, and your co-host, my co-host Cowboy, Jillian Hogg and Hashem. But let's be realistic. He's just high candy for you. He doesn't do much on the show. Uh, is he staring at me? Anyhow, we have a really cool show for you. I'll tell you more. We have seen an explosion of drag on the mainstream scene in the last decade. From libraries holding drag storybook times to RuPaul's Drag Race to Netflix mainstream drag what do you call it? Sitcom, I'll call it. AJ and the Queen, also starring RuPaul, to Canada finally last year getting our own Canada's Drag Race. It's been all drag all the time, and we're loving it. Um, but for our community, this drag is history. Drag is iconic. We hold our drag queens in a very high regards, and we have a lot of legendary and iconic drag queens in our history. Drag is activism. Drag queens in our community fundraise for causes and have always been on the front line and a catalyst for change. Drag is also entertainment in our clubs and bars, and the place where many in the old days escaped the daily life, the prejudices, the homophobia. Um, if you are not from the queer community and you are one of our wonderful, lovely viewers, it is a good thing to understand that drag to us is part of our story, is part of our queer story. So, with that, let me introduce you to my guest today, world renowned drag entertainer who got a lot more known last year to audiences around the globe as a contestant on the first season of the internationally hit series, Canada's Drag Race, the one and only Tynomi Banks. Welcome to the show, Tynomi.
Hello. Sorry, my
Hello,
hair's
hello.
so long. I love it. I love it.
All right, getting herself ready. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. Let's talk a bit about Canada's Drag Race. That's iconic, and we got to touch on that. It's been a while since that happened, so you had time for the dust to settle and for you to collect your thoughts. Tell me about the experience on the show. What do you remember about the experience on the show?
Well, let's see. I just I remember being so like just super excited like the news came out that like it's finally coming to Canada. And
Cool.
I was like, "Oh my gosh." And then my next thing was should I even like apply? Because sometimes Canada like when we get big production things, I'm not sometimes the first run doesn't always go as planned.
Sure.
The kinks. So I was in the phase where I'm like, should I apply to this show? Should I do this? And I'm happy I did it. Just because it was the best thing. I met 12, all 12 of us. I met 11 girls who are amazing, and we're all like have an amazing sisterhood bond now.
Beautiful.
And just being in the show, honestly, it's a crazy and stressful but great experience altogether. That's how I could describe it. It was almost like Hunger Games, but
I
no
like.
one's dying.
Well, we are very happy that you did it, and I really love hearing that you come out of that having made new friendships and having become great close sisters. So that's a beautiful thing that coming out of that. Um, I heard you being asked this question before, but it's worth repeating. It's a good question. You arrived on the show with a lot of respect and a lot of really great, solid name and great reputation. Did that make it more challenging for you, or put more pressure or higher expectations on you?
It did. I'm a person where I'm very in control of my path, my the goals I want to set, how I want to do things. I'm very stubborn, set in my ways, and I thought that could have been something that would have helped me out. So answering your question, yeah, like there was a big pressure, and I didn't realize like I just needed to let loose
Okay, enjoy it.
and just do, and and just enjoy the experience.
Yeah, beautiful.
So I was so in my head, like, oh, I need to do this, need to be perfect, need to do that. Like I was not willing to like let up sometimes.
Well, I hope you relaxed a little bit, and I hope you at the end it was all positive. So that's great.
Oh yes, yes. Every
Oh,
experience it just adds to my growth.
nice, very nice. Let's move on to some current work and projects. Recently, you teamed up with Black Lives Matter Canada to do a collection of wear and merchandising. And I know the idea came from, I guess, the outfit that you're wearing today, right?
I had to wear it so you could see what it looks like.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful creation. Tell me about what you guys are doing. What did you do? What are you presenting? How can people get it? All that sort of
So first of all, shout out to Benjamin Toner, who made the pattern and made the outfit, and also my creative director also worked on it. Just want to say thank you to those two.
stuff.
The merch is available www.tynomibanks in the shop. You'll see Black Lives Matter, and there's also a link so you could, if you don't want to buy my merch, you could just donate to Black Lives Matter. It's a great cause. Um, I'm just excited about this whole merch line just because it's very in my last year or before COVID, let's say, it was I give back to community through performance and my high production entertainment. And this year, we did put that on pause. So I was just like, let's see, I want to give back to the community and our social climate right now with Black Lives Matter. Like I wanted to work with them, and I think this was the best collab because I love fashion. I love these sweaters, and the sweater. Everyone loves a nice hoodie, especially in the winter.
Yeah.
And but the hoodie means something. I'm just going to show you.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
There
Oh,
you go. You can see it.
gorgeous.
It's just so beautiful, and it's like the pose I have is just such a powerful thing, and it's Black Lives Matter. And it's just everything about the
Gorgeous.
picture. Yeah, there's amazing energy that
Right.
comes from it, and I just want people to feel that energy on them. And partial of the proceeds will go to Black Lives Matter. So just a great cause all around, and I'm just excited about being on that
Thank you.
that
Um, a lot of respect and a lot of love for you, Tanomi. I love to see people who take their success and use it to affect social change. So huge applause to you.
Thank you, thank
Um,
you. I mean, I'm still learning, and this is the best thing for myself to give back, and I hope it inspires to other people.
Very nice, very nice. Let's talk about something else you've done recently. Super Bowl commercial. How fantastic is that?
Honestly, it's being a working girl like myself. Like I tend to do gig to gig to gig. I'm like, what's next? What's it? Like I live in the moment. I'm very proud of it, but then I'm always like, what's next? What can I do? How can I be better? How can I do another fun thing? This, I wasn't prepared for the amazing and overwhelming feedback, positive love, sharing of this commercial. And like, did you read yet? And I just found out today because I was on my Instagram. Me and RuPaul are the only queens
Yeah, that did
to be.
commercials on Super Bowl. You got it. Yeah, I actually heard that from. Yeah.
What?
How huge is
Like,
that? Come on.
I know, but like, I'm like, like, I'm still like, oh my
Good
gosh.
for
I'm
you.
still like,
Our Toronto girl is making it big time.
thank you, thank you. Like, I know Priyanka won, but I won definitely large.
No, it's
I won.
and guys, if you have not seen the commercial, try to find it online. I thought it's for Wealth Simple. Was
Yes.
I thought it was fantastically fun and whimsical and made me smile. You were
Yeah.
hilarious. Although it's a short little it's a 15-second commercial, but in it you told a whole big story was told in it. You played Medusa and you're talking to your little snakes on your head. I love that. How
It
did you
is so good.
how did you film that actually?
Well, like there was not, the funny thing was the audition. Like I didn't. I'm okay. This is a typical night Tynomi.
Okay.
Um, I do not audition. I get direct booked. So, right.
Yeah.
So I thought. So this is where the funny story is. The director wanted to speak with me, so I was like, okay. I'm like in my underwear and a tank top in my bed. So I just go on a call and he's like, oh, you ready? I'm like, for what? Like, I'm playing
What?
video games. And he's like, oh, I was, and he's like nervous and he's like, oh, I was hoping you could read lines. I'm like, to what? And my manager was on the call too. He's like, what lines? There weren't lines. He's like, yeah, I was hoping you can make up something. Like, what would you do? And I'm like, okay. I literally got a cup of water, put it on the table, and I was just like, drank it, pretend I did my taxes, and then start talking to my snakes. I'm like, ladies, calm down. That's how it happened. Literally, I made it up.
Brilliant.
I made up some of the lines. He literally lost it, and he was like dying. That was so funny, and like it just history. History was made.
Very
So I'm the only commercial out of the three. I had lines.
nice. Cool. Very nice. And thanks for like. So you worked with Sephora, Shoppers Beauty, Amazon, Netflix, Crest, IKEA, Hudson's Bay, big names. Do you enjoy working with those big brands?
Um, yeah, like I just never. You just don't think about it. I just thought, like for me, it's Tynomi and my brand. I thought to myself, when I got into drag, I just didn't want to always just be in the clubs. I wanted the whole world to see me, and so I saw that's why I aligned myself with these brands, and and all the brands had amazing ideas, and they just aligned with what I was doing,
Right.
and yes, and the brands really wanted to be respectful, and every time dealing with me
Very good
and
point.
dealing with these brands, they always had us on a call and just made sure they were being respectful and
Very
being
nice.
um just being caring about
The community.
what they were trying to sell and align with my art.
Good, man. Beautiful. I actually love that. Thanks for letting us know that. That's fun. Fantastic. We do have something in common, you and I. I was the chair of World Pride 2014 Marketing and Communications Committee for 5 years, and you were the first drag artist to perform that year on our Dundas Square stage.
You were there. Yeah,
I
I
worked for
knew it.
5 years a lot. Yes. Tell me how magnificent was the experience when you looked out at the crowd and you recall our city had 2 million people that year. How did it feel?
Yeah, it was World Pride. It was World Pride.
How did you feel?
A lot of things. It was. I felt amazing because I literally. It was at a time where my relationship with my mom wasn't the strongest,
Okay.
and we were really getting it really like really bonding. And I literally called her, and it was 2 days before I performed. I was like, "Hi, I want to tell you something. I do drag." And she's like, okay. I go and I have this big performance. It's really serious because like I'm the first queen to be performing. She's like, oh my God, I have my shoes on right now. Let's do this. And
Oh
like
my god, that's so cool.
she brought all her friends and she was in the front row. It was
Oh
amazing.
wow. That's so
Yeah,
nice.
I called her out and she was just like it was just so good. It was so good.
That's beautiful, Tanami. Thanks. Any other projects on the horizon? Any current projects that you're working
I'm always have little projects happening.
on? Anything you can hint?
I, musically, something's gonna be going on.
Okay.
I don't want to talk
Say
about it
too
too
much.
much, but
Okay.
I am definitely dabbling in music and writing and stuff.
Okay. All right.
Like, I just, I like, I love secrets, but I'll tell you, I'm dabbling in the music side of things. So,
That's
uh,
actually very, very
yeah,
good. Nice.
I'm excited, and I hopefully something is going to be happening. You'll be getting to hear something this summer.
Very cool. You know, our media is here to support you anytime.
I love it. Thank you.
That's nice. We're gonna take a little break, and we're
All
gonna
right.
get back with Tynomi Banks. Everyone, so keep watching.
You take my self-control. You got me living only for the night. Before the morning comes, the story's told. You take my self-control. Another night, another day goes by. I never stop myself to wonder why. You're making me forget to play my role. You take my self-control. I live among the creatures of the night. I haven't got the will to try and fight. I guess that there's tomorrow, so I guess I'll just believe it. And tomorrow never comes at night. I'm living in a moment of a dream. I know the night is not as it will seem. I must believe in something so.
We are back with Tynomi Banks. Tynomi, why drag?
Why drag? I think drag found me. I didn't even think anything about it. No, literally, it's not something like offered in school. Right? So,
Imagine going to Ryerson University for drag queening.
that is going to be expensive course, and yeah,
All the makeup and everything.
everything. But literally, it's so funny. I had a chance to dance with so many beautiful queens in the city, and I've been able to like go to these major big competitions and dance on these big stages. Like there's one big competition called Miss Continental, and I remember going there a few times in Chicago and dancing for these queens who are here and like to win these contests. And I just been like oh my gosh, just in awe and being in their energy and everything. And I think just one day my friend was like, hey, can you help me? I'm putting on a show, but like I need a dancing queen. I know you dance, but like can you just help me at least start the show, like the night off? And I'm like, you know what? For you, you're my friend. I'll do this. Who knew? Fast forward 10 years plus. I've been doing drag almost 13 years now.
Congratulations.
Yeah, ever since that day.
Cool.
Drag, I love being on the stage, first of all. And anytime like I'm my happiest on stage. So like if I'm having a bad day, do my makeup up, get on the stage and like yeah, no, honestly, like nice. It's a form of therapy.
Nice. Very cool.
That's why.
I was going to ask you who gave you your start, but you just gave us that. What inspired the name actually?
Oh, my drag mother, Nicolette Brown. She was doing my makeup.
Nicolette Brown is your drag mother?
Yeah.
I worked with Nicolette on some stuff in the past.
Oh, yeah. She's
awesome. Awesome. I love Nicolette.
She's my mom. She's my mother.
That's very sweet.
The story, I used to do my makeup alone. I looked horrible. And then one day
hey, at least you're honest.
I did. I looked because you didn't have tutorials and stuff online, like Drag Race.
Now everybody could look up on YouTube and you'll find a million.
RuPaul's Drag Race wasn't anything. Like it wasn't even materialized. Yeah. So I just did what I had to do. And then one day she walked over to me watching the show. She's like, "Girl." I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Girl." I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, I wouldn't be a true friend if I didn't tell you you look horrible. Come to my house She's like, come to my house. I will give you a discount. I'll charge you to
Uh,
teach you makeup. And I'm like, okay. And ever since then, history. Like,
it's actually that's what Nicolette did for she did makeup for some of the covers of our magazines, and then we got her on one of the covers. She was
um,
actually she posed with Misconception on one of our covers.
yeah, misconception. Yeah, I talk to her all the time. I love misconception too.
I love she's a dear friend, and we had her on the show before. Cool. I'm just gonna mention here that the Nomi shows are full of production, great production performances. She dominates the stage. She regularly impersonates icons like Whitney and Beyonce, and she combines costumes, choreography, and dancers. It's really fantastic numbers. If you haven't caught her shows, try to do that. Let's talk about the bars and clubs in town. So you got your start with what you described. Who gave you your big breaks in the club and bar scenes in the community?
This is gonna be a loaded answer. So I remember, so the barn is where
Okay,
I was every
my
Wednesday
favorite
night.
place in history.
Yeah, it was a girl group, was Divine Darling and Heavenly Heights, and we would call ourselves
Cool.
Girls Gone Wild.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and so that's where I learned so many things about myself. Like, oh my gosh! And then Woody's gave me this big gig on a New Year's, and like it's being a new queen. They were like, "Yeah, you do the New Year's show," and I had two backup dancers. People
Moody's
were like,
has given so
"What?"
many of
Like,
yes, yeah.
I moved to Montreal for a month one time during Pride.
Okay.
It was the best thing I ever did. And like the bookings, that city is so magical. Like
Yes.
the art, the people who are creative there. So I have a stepmother there. So
You have
she
a
took
drag
me
mother
under her
and a
wing and
drag
showed me.
stepmother. How cool.
I do. She's also a makeup artist. She's like the director of MAC. So she
Oh
just
my
is so loving.
cool.
Yeah.
You're collecting
Her name is
all
Manny.
you're surrounding yourself with all the experts and the good people. That's a good thing to do.
Always, always. You
Yeah.
have to, you attract, you have to be close to what you
The
attract. You want,
energy
because you
that
want to
you need.
attract more
Got it.
or the same energy.
Yeah, beautiful. Um, who else are your influences from our iconic drag queens in Toronto? Who have you always looked up to?
So there's a handful of people. So there's Heavenly Heights because she's a phenomenal, phenomenal performer and dancer.
Really?
Um, Safanda, she's just a
Uh,
pioneer. She like teaches you to hustle and she just the way she just does things and she creates just creates her legacy. Nicolette Brown, Mahogany Brown,
oh,
Michelle Ross, Georgie Girl, just like the older queens. These are the queens that were around when I like was a young child. So Chris Edwards who passed
oh,
away, like
lovely.
just all these people, just pillars in our community.
Thank you for naming them. These are our icons, our goddesses, and we've all been inspired by their awesome art. So thanks for acknowledging them. That's a great thing to do.
Thank you.
Is there any up and coming queen that you are keeping an eye on and rooting for?
My personality, people might think I'm bitchy. I don't look at other people.
No, it's okay.
uh, I just like I don't know. I just you know what it is? I literally stand here because some of these queens I just were annoyed by when I was like starting. I just was like I didn't because like for myself, I don't I don't think I'm a mother figure. And some of these queens are like, oh my God, like help me. And I'm like, I'm doing my thing, boo. I have no time for you. So I'm very in that kind of world. But now that the world is kind of like on a pause, I see some girls coming up and I'm just any if they decide to ask me a question today, I won't say no. I would be there to help because I really truly some of these people just stay at home. Some of their situations they can't even like there's one girl who I know that like literally doesn't live at home anymore because the parents don't support it. And so she just has her gay friends, her chosen family. And so I'll send a little message anytime you need help or something or makeup, like I'm here and stuff like that. So
Right. Um, if somebody wants to get into drag, what would you say to
I'd be like this.
them?
Just ignore them. I'm like, no,
Run quickly.
I'm like, no, I just, you know what I've said to people in the past? I'm like, just make sure you want it. Make sure you want it for the right reasons and love it.
That's a great advice.
Yeah, because
just
like,
don't do it. Just don't do it because somebody thinks that it's fame.
it's cool. This generation right now is like, so like, oh my God, it's cool being drag queen. I'm like, I didn't get into it because it's cool. Like drag literally changed my life and saved it in the same minute.
What would you say to somebody who's thinking of applying to Drag Race?
Oh, same thing, but more serious. Make sure you love it.
Okay, because it's gonna be a tough experience.
Me, during the audition process, I was like going through it. Like I was like, should I do this anymore? Can I do this? Like a lot of questions came up like that for myself. Okay. Like it's hard. It is hard, but like just
ask yourself. So okay, the advice is ask yourself the right questions and know that you're ready for this.
Yeah. If you love drag and you want to inspire people and share your truth with others, do it.
Okay, beautiful. I talked about in my open about mainstreaming drag. Personally, I loved it when drag was just for our community. It was like our own little, secret. But now it's everywhere, and that's a good thing because it gives a bigger stage. What do you think? Do you think mainstreaming drag and the explosion that we had drag everywhere in the world is a good thing, or that it gives the queens more opportunity to do good works in the world?
If you like you could see it as a positive, and some selfish people could see it as a negative. Okay. Meaning, not a negative. You know what we lack? Drag is so expensive. We need support.
Okay.
Like we need more money and more support into it. So like when you're at the club and like these queens are like, yeah, with their little attitude, tip me. Yeah, girl, I will. Like, here's your money. Because everything costs money, like makeup, outfit, hair, like that alone right there. But my outfit right now is probably $600.
I was going to say that you could not have put this on a budget.
this hair alone, American, it's almost what $400.
Wow. Okay.
Like look how long it's like down to my bum. Like it's just we're doing, like, us queens are doing all these things to entertain the crowds. Yeah. So it's like, if we're gonna do that, like some people have this attitude, like when they come in a bar, they better entertain me. Excuse me, they put on the makeup, hair, they're here. Just tip your queens, tip your artist.
I've always been of that attitude. It obviously, it doesn't take a genius to look at all the fantastic art and realize that it takes a lot. It takes a lot of spending money. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of rehearsals. So be kind to our queens.
Yes, be kind.
So let's talk about the community for a second. When we look at the community, what do you see that's really good that you go, this is really fantastic that has been improving in our community?
Improvements in the community?
Yeah. Like what have we seen in the community that we love seeing?
Oh, I guess I think it's because of the show too, like the support, and people are actually coming out more and supporting more and like giving back to the arts.
So we are seeing that. Cool. Good to see.
Before COVID, there was a lot of plans for Pride and stuff like that, and every year they want to up their giving back and their contribution, and I see that every year.
Very cool. All right, we're gonna take another break and we'll be right back with the Tynomi Banks, everyone. And we are back with the lovely and big smiling Tynomi Banks. I love your big smile. Very nice.
Thank you.
Let's get I like our audience to get to know the person behind the personas. So let's get on that. Tell me a little bit about your upbringing life. I know you lived in Pickering and Ajax and Whitby for a while. You went to Durham College. So tell me a little bit about life.
Life, let's see. In a nutshell, I learned a lot really young. My mom, and this is not like a sad story.
You
This
were
is a
born in
story.
Toronto. You're a Toronto. You're a Toronto girl, right?
Yes, so I was born in Toronto, born raised here for a little bit, and then there was a moment where things didn't go so well for my mom and dad, and so they separated, and my mom took us, and we moved to North York,
Oh,
and then my mom remarried, and then we moved to Scarborough, then Pickering. So I spent most of my high school years in Pickering,
that's really,
graduated,
okay.
moved to Ajax, and then I applied to Durham University College, gone there, and lived on residence in Oshawa for 3 years doing PR, public
Is
relations.
that what your background is? PR? Oh, cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I remember it, but yeah, that's my background.
You know what? You are PRing yourself, so I'm pretty sure
I
you are good at what you do.
I I yeah. So what I did was worked in PR, and I landed a great job actually at back downtown at City TV,
Oh, yeah.
and the business was called what was it called, Learning Annex, and so it
Oh, the
specialized
learning
in,
annex. Cool.
yeah, specialized in event planning, and that's what I specialized. So I worked there for 4 or 5 years.
And then drag came along.
Well, I got a new job when they closed the business down at this hotel, and it was one of the worst years of my life.
Oh
It
no.
was really bad
Oh,
because like I just didn't want to do that job. Like it was in the basement of a hotel, no windows, and I was wearing a suit every day.
uh,
I just I had like, to other people it was the set life. I had a job, boyfriend, dog, or whatever, like cat or something, and I just didn't want to do any of that anymore. Like the year passed, I was like, I need to be happy. I'm not happy. It just was too, that to wake up and know that's what you're doing every day.
yeah.
Like for what?
No. No,
I
it's
don't
not.
know.
Life is too short not to be happy every day.
I was too creative. I couldn't do that anymore. And then yeah, and that's when my friend was like, "Hey, I need help at a show," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then literally blew up
Okay.
from that.
History was in the making. Do you have a pet?
I do not, and I wish I had a dog.
You would like a- Okay. You're a
But
dog.
I just know when the pandemic's over, I'm gonna get busy, and I just don't want to like take the dog in. It's
You know what? Thank you for being a response because there's a lot of people that went and adopted pets and dogs during the pandemic.
yeah,
Yeah, and I hope they realize that that's a responsibility for the rest of
they
your life.
better. They're like, oh, I'm too busy. I'm like, the dog is a living thing.
Yeah.
It actually has feelings. So I'm not. I just can't bring a dog in here, love it, and it loves me, and then I have to give it
So
away. I
I
would be pissed.
really love you for being responsible. Animals are not just a toy. Cool. Very nice. Uh, if you weren't doing what you were doing right now, what would you think that you would want to be doing?
Honestly, I was asked this 10 years ago. I remember this question like this, and I don't even know what I answered back then. Honestly, it would have to be something in entertainment. Like I have
Okay.
to be like, if it's not even creating my own business where I represent drag queens itself and everything, like it needs to be in that world. I I
So
I'm
you know
too.
what? That's a good thing, indication that you're in the right thing. You're doing the right thing. If this is what you love, then whichever form creativity is, it's still in the creative. It's in the creative field.
Yeah, I
Okay.
honestly need to be creative. I want my friends to win. My girlfriends, I want them to constantly win and do things.
Fair enough. Okay. What brightens up your day?
Oh, like just randomly. I don't know. Sometimes I just wake up in the morning and I like, oh, my mom sometimes she'll just call and have like the funniest story about something, and it's just so extra. And that brightens my day up. Um, just opening the window and feeling that sun, like even though it's winter, but the sun has been coming out so much lately, and
Yeah,
it's really good.
makes you happy.
Um, yeah, those are great things. I just like talking to, there's always that one person. If it's not a boyfriend, it's like your best friend.
Yeah.
You just call them up in the morning, like the first
It makes
thing,
you
and
feel
it's just
good.
like it is a great day after that.
Okay. What makes you laugh?
What makes me laugh? Memes of funny things, real life things where people have no common sense about, and I'm like, what? Like you really didn't know? Yeah,
No.
those kind of things.
Okay. Well, we're starting to get to the wrap up of the show. We usually do some a game of quick questions.
Let's do it. I want to do
You
this.
want to do this? Okay,
I
let's start.
do. I
Are
do.
you
I'm
ready?
ready. I'm
Favorite
ready.
favorite morning beverage?
Morning beverage.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love green juice, like healthy green juice.
Nice. Favorite evening drink?
Oh my God. If I got to taste some liquor, I love like a radler, like an orange radler, and I like to put orange juice in it. So it's
Oh,
like a
nice.
beery, juicy drink. I'm like guzzling.
Very cool. Your favorite color?
I think it's gold.
Gold. That's a nice.
Mm,
Favorite number one song of all time? A song that you love, 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 love.
that's so hard.
I
I prefer
know it's hard for me too to answer that question. So,
like right away. Oh, I have two in mind, but I'm just gonna do eeny, meeny, miny, mo and pick one. It's picked. I love Cynthia Rubio does this cover or does the song "I'm Here," but in the musical color purple.
okay, cool. Okay, there you go. No, what's your most favorite film of all time?
Oh, of all time. I have two, and I'll do the eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Okay.
Uh, I keep on watching it on repeat, and I think I had it on VHS. Oh no, no, it's yeah, no, it is my favorite movie. How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, cool. Okay, I like.
It's so random, but like I don't know why they made the
No,
dragon
you know what?
seem like
We all have this one film that when we have things going on in life, it's the film that we put on and makes us feel good. So
yeah,
that's
like
it.
the whole thing. It's like these dragons were made to feel scary, but then this one boy like found out that they're not. They're like actually afraid of humans, and that's why.
Very nice. It's a good.
So I just like I don't
It's
know. I just like the message of the movie, and I watch it like all the time. It's on Netflix.
Do you read
Comics.
comics? Cool. Which ones? What's your favorite?
I like reading anything like Avengers or X-Men. Right now I'm
Really
doing this.
cool.
Yeah, I like reading this online. Actually, my friend on Instagram has he's done a comic book called Barely Danny, and it's just like a gay drama. And I every day he posts this one, and I just go through it, and I'm like on this journey with him. I've been just on it for like 3 years.
Is it online?
It's called Barely Danny.
Okay, I'm gonna try to look it up online. Cool.
Whatever,
Uh,
message me on Instagram, and I'll send it to you.
okay, perfect. Do you cook?
I'm trying to.
Okay. What have you perfected?
I love cooking this thing where I season up my chicken, the dark meat part, and I just put all these seasonings with like chili and
Okay.
like and barbecue sauce and
Oh,
like
nice.
what is it, onion powder and everything, and let it simmer. And then I love cooking rice, but I put like a half a can of cream of mushroom in it, so it boils it all down and it's all fluffy,
Yeah,
tasting like mushroom rice,
it
and then
does
I
add a nice flavor.
serve it
Nice.
together with some veggies. I just love that combination. I just think it's
Okay.
healthy and tastes good.
Exactly. It's healthy and comfy food and tasty.
Yeah,
Are you usually early or late?
late.
You're a late person.
I try to be early, but it's a struggle.
What quirk do you have? What's a crazy thing you have? A quirk.
Oh, crazy cork. Oh, I think me being so particular about things, I get annoyed super easy.
Okay.
Like
That's
0
not, I
to
don't know.
100.
That's sometimes that's a good thing if you're picky about things. I don't find it as a bad thing.
I don't know, but it's something where if someone asks me, "Hey, what are you doing tomorrow?" and so they got out their way, they stepped out their way to ask me what I'm doing, and I tell them, and then all of a sudden, an hour later, they're like, "Hey, what are you doing again?"
I just
I'm like, I didn't even want to tell you my day, and you're asking me over and over again.
fair enough.
It sets me off.
So would you say that's also your number one pet peeve, or do you have another pet peeve?
Oh, when I'm doing my makeup and I'm like in the zone and I'm like doing all my lines, right? And the part where I hold my breath is to make this line, like to do my eyebrows. And then my roommate comes in and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Ouch. You want to kill him?
Just like so much.
Very sweet. What takes up too much of your time?
What takes up too much of my time? I think me being lazy.
I don't. You know what? No, honestly, considering your schedule, drag race commercials, I would not call you lazy at all.
Well, that's the crazy thing about me. I think, like, when someone asks me a question like that, I'm like, "Oh, I'm lazy." They're like, "What?"
Yeah,
You're
no,
constantly.
hold on.
I think that's the thing I was struggling with on the show. I'm such a thing, like a overthinker, perfectionist.
You said this is actually outside of the questions, but you said you play games. Are you a gamer?
Yes, I have PlayStation 4, and I have so many games. Like yesterday I organized them. I didn't realize I swear to God, I have over 50 games. Wow. But they're always adventure fighting. Okay. They're always adventure or fighting games. So like I have like Drake Uncharted, I have all of Tomb Raider, I have something else. I have this thing called Devil May Cry, and he's so hot. I know he's a cartoon, but he's so hot. He's just
You're in love with a cartoon.
I am. He's ripped, has this leather jacket that goes all the way to the ground, and this big sword, and he's half human, half demon, and he's like he's a demon slayer, and he's so beautiful. And then I love my Lara Croft Tomb Raider because it's like woman in power, and men are trying to like beat her, and she's like, "Oh no, I have you beat," and she's just like amazing.
Thank you. I've been thinking lately that I want to get into gaming. Well, that's it for the gaming questions or the questions part. We're gonna wrap up. Any last words, Tynomi, for your fans and the queer community and anyone watching?
Oh, like again, I just want to say, Black History Month is just not a month. It's a ongoing thing. So stay connected, stay woke, give back when you can. Also, a reminder of my website, www.Tynomi Banks. There's merch there, Black Lives Matter merch, and also link to Black Lives Matter so you could donate in any way you want. Just stay active and just, love and do things.
Thank you for being on our show. It's an honor to have you.
Oh, thank you.
Everyone, don't forget, like us on Facebook. It's / join us on the couch. And with that, love yourself and love those around you. We live in a world that needs a lot more love. Thank you to Tynomi for being here, and take care.
Thank you.